I'm Karen, and I'd like to introduce you to my YouTube channel called Grandma Karen Has a Farm. About 20 years ago, my husband Bob and I bought a cornfield in the middle of Iowa. We wanted to have a place where we could build a home for our family of 3 children and have our horses in our backyard. Pretty soon it grew. I had a daughter whose friend asked her if I could recommend someone to teach riding lessons to her. And I said, well, we have some horses that we bought for our kids that are pretty safe beginner horses. So why don't you come here and I will teach you lessons. So she did. Shout out to Danae. Hi, Danae. And she told friends about it, and they came for lessons and told other friends, and so on and so on. And at one point, between my daughter Heather, who also teaches riding lessons, and myself, we had over 40 students a week. We have cut down a little bit since then, but we still teach riding lessons over at Classic Key Stables, and I will do a video about that in the short future. But also, we've grown. We started out with a bunch of different breeds of horses, and my favorite has always been Trakehner's. Trakehner's are a breed of horse from Germany. They are bred for the Olympic disciplines of dressage and show jumping and eventing. And my favorite has always been jumping. And my daughter Heather's favorite is dressage. So we do both. And we started out breeding horses here, and when we taught lessons, we also boarded horses here, and it got to be to where we averaged about 20 horses here on our 20-acre property over the years, and it got to be quite a bit. So almost 2 years ago now, we moved most of the boarders and lesson horses over to Classic Key Stables, which is also in Adel, Iowa, just about 6 miles from my house and about 5 miles from Heather's house. She lives on the other side. And we just have my personal breeding horses here right now. We have a stallion and some mares and some foals. So that's how we started out. And then a few years ago, I started watching YouTube videos. I started watching Justin Rhodes and Sow the Land and Art and Bree and all kinds of Roots and Refuge. And there's so many wonderful, wonderful channels that I've really gotten to appreciate, and I've learned so much from. And so a few years ago, after researching it for quite a while, we finally got some chickens. So we started out with some chickens, which I'll introduce you to in another video. And then we got some ducks, and then we got some turkeys. And we also have goats. And we have Nigerian dwarf goats. And my granddaughter had a lamb, a bottle lamb, as her Clover Kids project, and we still have that. She's a pet now. And as of the most recent, we also have some miniature cows. And I have a garden, a 1,700 square foot garden, and we are trying to grow healthy food for ourselves and be more sustainable. I don't ever think that I will be completely 100% self-sustainable. That's not my goal, but I do want to grow healthy food. I also think that a lot of times the way animals are raised in confinements these days, you know, the quicker they get bigger, the better. And because it's cheaper, I don't agree with that. I think that it's better to let animals be animals. Like Joel Salatin says in a lot of his books and a lot of his videos. I follow him too, and I think that chickens need to live like chickens and cows need to live like cows, and they need to be outdoors in the sun and able to move around and get the food that they were created to digest the best. And I think that's what's healthiest and happiest for them, and then also for ourselves. So I'll be sharing lots of videos on milking goats, and hopefully in the near future milking cows, and gathering eggs and making soap. And we've also, in the past, we've done goat yoga when we have baby goats, and all kinds of fun things like that. So I hope that you will subscribe here to my channel. I hope that I can help teach you some things about what I'm doing, and that you can enjoy the things that we do here, because finally Grandma Karen has a farm and I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you'll enjoy it too. Thanks everyone. Bye.